From the news team that's covering the Carolinas, this is Channel 9 Eyewitness News at 11.
Crashes across the Carolinas.
We slid.
Roads shut down.
I have not seen it this bad in years.
Planes stuck on the snowy tarmac.
So I'm not going nowhere.
And schools closed tomorrow. Tonight, we're tracking the snow impacting families in every neighborhood. And just 2 hours ago, Charlotte Mecklenburg Schools announced it is closing tomorrow.
And we can certainly see why. Many roads are just as dangerous. Sheets of ice. Our team of reporters tracking the snow all across the Carolinas. We begin with our chief meteorologist, Steve Udelson in Severe Weather Center 9. Steve?
Erica, aside from a few snow flurries left over, I just stepped outside uptown Charlotte. We are done with this accumulating snow, but east of town still going on. We're talking about Anson and Richmond counties, from Wadesboro east to Rockingham and Hamlet, then along the Highway 9 corridor from Lancaster over to Chesterfield, as down toward Great Falls. Still looking at some light accumulating snow. Also a secondary batch of snow pushed out of the mountains into the foothills. It is weakening. That'll never make it to the Charlotte area. It's about as far east as Highway 64 in Caldwell and Burke County. Now we're dealing with the clearing skies and the temperatures which continue to fall. Our Futurecast calls for things to clear out by the time you get up in the morning. We had about an inch or just under an inch of snow in Charlotte, half an inch to an inch common across the Charlotte metro. Morganton had about 3 inches. Kannapolis and Belmont saw close to 2. We're 20 uptown, teens north of town, and this is one of the big problems. That snow is so dry and so compact that it's going to cause travel problems for some time into the day tomorrow, as well as the chill, even though we are done with accumulations.
All right, thanks, Steve. Now, we've been getting some new reports of school closings all night. You can take a look at this map right here. It shows every major school district in our viewing area is closed tomorrow. Of course, we're also hearing about many business and private school closures tomorrow. We have a complete list of closings running at the bottom of our screen.
Tonight, a sheet of ice is blanketing this major Northwest Charlotte roadway. Some drivers have been stranded in that area for more than 4 hours. Mount Holly Huntersville Road at the Brookshire Freeway was shut down for hours tonight.
Eyewitness News anchor Eric Phillips continues our live team coverage. And Eric, you told us right before the newscast you can't even stand there on the road without sliding, right?
Well, Blair, that's exactly right. And as a matter of fact, traffic is a lot clearer right now than it was earlier, because earlier there was a line of cars stretching down Mount Holly Huntersville Road. That's because police had blocked it off just down the street here because of cars spinning out, vehicles spinning out, including a CATS bus. But within the last hour, we saw at least one salt truck come through, and now the road is open again. We found traffic backed up on Mount Holly Huntersville Road. Some drivers were stopped on the road for hours. It felt like a sheet of ice. Whoa. It was so slippery. Some cars were just standing still when they slid off the road. It was too icy for our news van, so we walked down the roadway to find stranded drivers.
I have not seen it this bad in years.
Even this CATS bus slid across the roadway and couldn't move. The driver told me he was stopped while police were putting out flares to warn drivers of the danger.
Naturally, we had to stop because he was in the middle of the street, and when we stopped, we just started sliding.
A similar story for Kelly Fernandez.
Basically, one car stopped, slid off this road. There was the first car, and then when I had to stop to let them deal with it, I couldn't. I just started going back.
These two cars collided as they slid off into the ditch where they would be for at least 3 hours. Drivers say it was frustrating all around.
But it's going to be over soon, so we'll be okay.
Driving and walking out here tonight was treacherous. When we were on our way to the scene, we were walking and my photographer took a fall, but don't worry, he is okay tonight. We are live in Northwest Charlotte. Eric Phillips, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
We're glad everyone's okay. Thank you, Eric. And we just checked with the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department. So far, they are blaming the snow for causing at least 109 accidents just on Charlotte streets alone. We know one person was rushed to the hospital after this crash. It happened along North Tryon near Eastway Drive in North Charlotte. And in Huntersville, 4 cars flew off the roadway when a driver lost control of her SUV. The turn on Huntersville Concord Road at First Street is sharp, and you can see that area was covered with snow. We know one person was rushed to the hospital but should be okay. And just before the University City exit along I-85 southbound, at least 2 wrecks caused traffic backups during rush hour. One car spun out along the inside wall, and then we saw another car being towed. Eyewitness News reporter Jenna Deary has been all over the Charlotte area tonight covering these crashes. Jenna.
Erica, a lot of people dealing with challenges out there on the roadways tonight, and this is what they could be dealing with in the morning. Here's what we're seeing. As you wipe away some of the snow, you're starting to see that there's a little bit of ice that's starting to build up, coming off in chunks here from the pavement. That's creating a lot of slippery, slick conditions for drivers that have been out on snow-covered roads. But here on the Brookshire, one of the clearest roads we've seen in Charlotte so far, and it seemed the further north we got, the better those roads were for driving conditions. In West Charlotte, though, tonight, that was not the story. Earlier, we saw snow-covered roads. That's what caused this truck to crash into a Cat's bus. 2 riders were on the bus at the time. They're okay. So is the bus driver. The truck driver told me he was trying to make it through the intersection of Allegheny and Ashley Road when it all happened.
I know my truck got out of control, and as I was sliding, it looked like the bus was sliding as well and collided.
Now, the good news in all of this, as Eric might have told you, is we have seen trucks driving up and down these roads, even starting to hit some of these secondary roads with salt and with plows to make sure that they are clear. Let's hope that they're as clear as the Brookshire by the morning. For now, reporting live in Northwest Charlotte, Jenna Deary, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Indeed, let's hope so. Thanks so much, Jenna. Well, the last area to see the snow tonight is Chesterfield County, and Eyewitness News reporter Greg Suskin continues our team coverage from Cheraw, where it started coming down not too long ago, right, Greg?
Only about 2.5 hours ago or so, and you may not be seeing this coming out of the sky in Charlotte anymore, but it sure is still here in Chesterfield, South Carolina. Let's show you some video now that shows the snow that we got just a short time ago. A pretty different situation, though, in Chesterfield County today, because for most of the day and the evening, it was raining, just a cold rain. So people left work, came out to their cars, and they couldn't get in their cars because there was a sheet of ice over the top of the car. We did speak to one woman earlier who had that happen to her. Here's what she had to say.
I thought, well, it's not doing any sleeting or anything, but now my car was froze. Had ice and all on the window.
And again, that happened to several people. Even though we've seen the snowplow go by 4 times here in about the last hour, still a pretty strong sheet of ice and snow on the road here. One good thing about this happening later in Chesterfield County, most people are already home, so very few accidents here as compared to some other counties in our area. We are live in Cheraw. Greg Suskin, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
That's good to hear. Thanks so much, Greg. Well, the snow-covered runways put Charlotte Douglas at a standstill tonight.
Yes, just minutes ago, we learned the crews had to de-ice a total of 119 planes. Eyewitness News reporter Trish Williford continues our team coverage tonight from the airport. Trish.
Well, Erica, we just learned 130 flights were canceled here today at Charlotte Douglas International. Of course, that left dozens of people trying to find somewhere to stay tonight. Now, right now, it looks just like a ghost town inside the airport. Dozens of flights have been canceled tonight. So many stranded passengers have already booked hotel rooms tonight in Charlotte. But it was busier earlier tonight as dozens of passengers trying to get to cities like Atlanta, Miami, and Houston were told they needed to make other plans. Now, one family we spoke with tonight flew in from Hawaii, hoping to get to Augusta, Georgia. Tonight, they'll be sleeping at the airport.
We've been here since 3:30 this afternoon.
So what are you going to do now?
We're playing cribbage. We're going to hang out.
Now, U.S. Airways warned some passengers won't be able to reschedule their flights for up to 6 days. Now, we checked, and there are no available hotel rooms in this area tonight. Reporting live from Charlotte Douglas International, Trish Williford, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
All right, Trish, thank you. Now, take a look at this crash that we saw earlier in Catawba County. Eyewitness News reporter Dave Faraday was there right after it happened, and he continues our team coverage from Hickory tonight.
Well, the snow has pretty much stopped here in the Hickory area, but the very cold temperatures has caused whatever fell earlier today to freeze on the roadways, causing accidents like this one tonight. Just getting to wrecks like this one in Newton proved to be a challenge for officers who chose to leave their patrol car behind and hike in to find the driver who had slid off the road. Across Catawba County, we could see people lose control of their cars. It snowed less than 2 inches here, but the temperature plunged into the teen, causing whatever fell earlier today to freeze, sending this driver on a wild ride tonight.
I was just coming across the bridge, and all of a sudden the truck went squirrely, and I ended up down over the bank. I was raised in Pennsylvania, so I've drove on bad roads, but It just took me by surprise, and next thing I knew, I was down here in the dirt.
And I talked with Hickory Public Works earlier tonight. They tell me that they're going to have crews out all night long. They're going to bring in more people first thing tomorrow morning to put down sand and salt on the roadways before that morning commute. Reporting from Hickory, I'm Dave Faraday, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Now, just in Gastonia alone, there have been 15 crashes on Interstate 85 over the last few hours. Eyewitness News reporter Ken Lemon is tracking the snow from Gaston County tonight, and he just spoke with emergency crews.
EMS said they had dozens of calls for accidents all around this county, most of them small bump ups. But we found people struggling to navigate on the icy roads. Several cars got stuck while trying to get up this hill on Cox Road. An icy patch near the top made tires spin wildly with no pavement to grip. Many of the well-traveled roads are completely covered in snow or ice.
For some people it might be bad, but I'm from up in New York.
But he came out to escort a friend who was afraid she would get stuck while trying to get home.
They get in these cars with no traction and stuff, and then they get to hitting the gas too hard and start fishtailing everywhere.
One woman slid right off the road near Franklin Square. She sat in her car leaning sideways into the trees until help arrived. At least one other car slid off the road the same way on the same stretch. This record crew told me it has been a very busy night for them. This evening, they had a 9-car accident on I-85, all minor injuries. Several lanes are still covered. Many exit ramps are also blanketed. The good news is that many people just stayed off the roads. This intersection behind me, Franklin Boulevard and Cox Road, is normally packed with drivers during this time of night. Right now, just a handful of cars on the road. In Gastonia, I'm Ken Lemon, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
We're not even close to finish with our coverage of this winter storm. Ahead, a look at what people are seeing right in their own backyards.
A few minutes ago, I showed you our Futurecast, took you through the morning drive, showed you how nothing will be falling from the sky. I'll show you when I come back how soon we'll melt the snow that's on the roads.
And we have other major news tonight.
Let's make this a year of action.
The major announcement the president made in tonight's State of the Union impacting hundreds of Charlotte workers.
Yeah. Winter weather tonight means slick roads and potential traffic problems for your commute tomorrow morning.
Starting early at 4 a.m., we'll have updates on icy road conditions and traffic tie-ups for you to avoid. Tomorrow on Channel 9 Eyewitness News Daybreak. Millions of recalled tires driving on roads right beside you.
That's definitely a hazard that's on the road.
9 investigates why dangerous tires aren't being taken off the streets and how to make sure you aren't driving on them. Thursday at 5 on Channel 9.
Drive for Team USA at Hendrick BMW Charlotte and Hendrick BMW Northlake.
Take a test drive, and BMW will make a donation to support Team USA.
Lease a new 2014 BMW 328i sedan or 328i X-Drive sedan.
Your choice, just $389 per month.
Or lease a new 2014 BMW 528i sedan,
just $469 per month.
or choose a new 2014 BMW X328i X-Drive.
Lease for just $499 per month.
Drive for Team USA at Hendrick BMW Charlotte and Hendrick BMW Northlake.
Or HendrickBMW.com.
Sometimes accidents don't just happen. They're caused by bad decisions made by careless people. At the law offices of Michael A. DeMeo, we may be able to turn those bad